Thank you for listening to this Podcast One production. Now available on Apple Podcasts, Podcast One, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.
It can happen so easily. You're out with your friends or coworkers, you're putting back a few drinks, a few becomes a few too many. It's time to go, and for a moment, you think of calling for a ride. Nah, you're a good driver. You live nearby, you can make it home okay. What are the odds you'll get pulled over? And even so, what's the worst that could happen? You lose your license, you lose your job, you total your car, you kill someone. It only takes one mistake to change your life, or someone else's, forever. Play it safe and plan ahead to get a ride. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Welcome to the MIP, the Michael Irvin Podcast. Time for the MIP, the Michael Irvin Podcast.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the MIP. I am the host of the MIP, the Michael Irvin Podcast. This is the Playmaker, and I know everybody's seeing all the breaking news, so we will talk about that. We will start off talking about that. But I also want to hit you with a little bit of what I'm seeing going on. Some interesting things going on. You guys know about it. Cam Newton being cut. Mac Jones named the starter. But some interesting news out of Tampa Bay that I must bring up. Some interesting news. Tampa Bay announced right before the start of the season that they're 100% vaccinated. Why do you think they did that? I shall share with you why they did that. But the reality is also, guys, this Saturday, it's Miami and Alabama. I told you I got a two-banger. I'm starting the season with Miami, my alma mater, taking out. Oh, God, thank you, God. Oh, I hope that was not a Freudian slip. I hope that was a prophetic word that you just gave me that slipped out of my mouth. That's what I hope that was. That was a prophetic word. I said Miami taking out Alabama. I'm going to leave it at that. I said the double bangers, Miami and Alabama, Dallas and Tampa, and I know I'm going to be right there Saturday because I'm going to flip that coin at midfield as a captain. So you know, I will be talking to Manny Diaz, head coach for the Miami Hurricanes on the MIP, so stick around for that. But let's jump right to first things first, and I'm going to tell you how this all played out. This first take. I will be doing first take every Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern, going up against Stephen A. Fresh off that Sunday slate of games. Can't wait. I can't wait. Bart Scott him. I can't wait. Bart Scott, Bart Scott came out. I can't wait. Yeah, that's what I'm talking. I can't wait. And I'm going to lock that thing up this Monday. I'll tell you, I'm excited about it because, you know, as know, Stephen A. was my first guest here. And you run into people that love what you love. And you know, we all love sports. I love sports. And we all love talking. He and I both love talking. And we love to think we're right all the time. It ain't just right. It ain't good enough for me just to be right. I got to prove I'm right. And here is the strawberry on my apple pie is proving you wrong. I ain't just proving me right. I'm going to prove you wrong. That's what great debate's all about. So I can't wait to have a chance to do this with Stephen A. every Monday. Now, I've had opportunities and I thought about, can I do this every day? I just feel, you know, and you know, I'm a workaholic. But I try to keep something. You know, I like my schedule now. I work hard for 7-8 months. And I get 3 or 4 months off. I like that. You know, and it's a grind during the time. It's a grind. Now, I give you my schedule. I leave here, Dallas. I leave Dallas on a Wednesday night. I'll fly wherever the Thursday night game is. I will broadcast that Thursday night game. I will fly out of that city on Friday. Sometimes I fly home, or maybe I fly to Miami and watch my son play, or I fly right to L.A. I work in L.A. Saturday and Sunday. every weekend. I work in LA Saturday and Sunday. Then on Sunday, I fly out of LA. I used to fly to Dallas Sunday night, stay Sunday night in Dallas. Then Monday, fly to New York, shoot inside the NFL in New York on Tuesday, then come back Tuesday night and start all over again Wednesday. So what I just did was add that I just took out my little stopover at home on Sunday night. Now, Sundays, I'll have to leave Dallas and go right to New York. It's a true story. Let me tell you how good God works. You know how the Bible tells you sometimes God will never never put anything on you that you can't bear. And he won't give you his divine vision without making provisions for you. Let me tell you the provision he made after he gave me the divine vision. When he told me to take Mondays, he said, take Mondays. I said to him, God, I don't know about this. Here's the dilemma that this puts me in. I said, if I take Mondays, now I got to leave LA on Sunday, fly all the way to New York on Monday, and get ready to go into a bazooka fight with Stephen A. carrying a butter knife because I got to do 6 hours in the air and I can't watch football games. That's 6 hours I will lose at prep time and knowledge gathered to go into this bazooka fight. The great one said, doubt me not. Doubt me not. And I'm not lying about this, just true story. I was worried about that. And a couple of weeks ago, I got a phone call. This is so crazy. It was from my agent. And they said to me, hey, he's a good friend of mine, Herb Keller, CEO of American Airlines. His dad used to run Southwest Airlines. His dad used to gave me a plane when I first had my show. He used to sponsor my Mike Orvin show here in Dallas. He gave me his whole plane, put my name, my face on the side of it, and used to fly my kids, the little league kids I had, to games way back in the day. God bless his dad. He's a great man. He's a great man. Herb Keller was a great man, but his son runs American Airlines. A couple weeks ago, my agent called me. He said, listen, American Airlines called. They want you to shoot a commercial and help them announce. I hope I'm not doing anything wrong in sharing, y'all, because we shot the commercial yesterday, to help them announce that they have live NFL football back again. I said, oh, God, are you joking? This is impossible. Oh, no, you did not, oh, great one. Oh, great one. Did you not? He said, I told you I won't put anything on you that you cannot handle. And then he went deeper and even paid me with it. I said, what is going on? Oh, so now I told Doug yesterday when we were shooting the commercial, I said, man, I don't, this is incredible. Do you know how great this is? I needed this, man. This is exactly, because y'all know, now, let me give you a break. Let me tell all you people who tour everybody, I'm afraid to fly private. I'm going to just let y'all know. I'm afraid to fly private. I got business partners of mine right now. It's so funny, like Mike Bird and all these guys. They'll send me airplanes. They'll send me Mike, I seen you the plane right now. The plane, he's on his way right now. The plane will be there in an hour. Plane's sitting outside. And I've driven all the way to the private plane. I got my bags. I got out of the car. And my anxieties get so bad. They get so bad. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I get back in the car. I say, drive me right over to American Airlines. And I buy the first flight and fly there. I mean, it's just it's just me, especially PK, what I call post-COVID. Don't even try it. Don't even try. I just rather get on a big plane. Did y'all see that big time? That plane was on, that they had a motor on fire. And that plane was able to turn around and get back to the airport. When I saw it, I said, that's over. It's over? I'll never fly private again. Because that was a private plane, it was over. You know what I'm saying? I said, hey, at least I know if something happened on these big ones, we got somewhat of a shot. Well, anyway, I digress. I'm just telling you, God looked out. This is no joke. He is back on American. They're going to have live football, and then they even pay him for the commercial. I don't know. What the thing worked out. I mean, I couldn't believe it. So now I'm going into the bazooka fight with a bazooka. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Look at how all that worked out. When I finally told Stephen A, okay, I'll do it, I said to him, this is why I will do it. I said, when I think about it, I really don't have a post-game show. You know what I mean? Everything I do is a build-up to Sunday, but I don't have a post-game show. Like, I don't have a post-game show on the network. Usually I hop on a plane and fly home. I said, so now, I go shoot Tuesday inside the NFL. I come on Tuesday night, Wednesday. But even those shows, by then, we're already also looking ahead. So we're not just discussing what's going on. We got to pull the big stories out of what happened Sunday, but talk about what's about to happen next Sunday. Mondays will be a post-game show. I said to him, I said, you know what? I will. This will give me a post-game show. He said, no. Wait a minute, Michael. No, stop right there, Mike. Stop right there. Stop. I said, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about, Steve? Stop, man. Stop. You ain't just saying, you ain't got a post-game show. This is the post-game show. The post-game show. This #1 show for the last 8 years. This is the post-game show. Then you got to say it the right way. Are you a nut? But he is right. I should say it the right way. I have the post-game show every Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern. You should watch it. Now, right here, we will continue those debates. What we have there, we will continue the debate. We started this thing with Stephen A. We're going to have some mess. And if I can't finish it with him, I'll bring him here and we'll finish it here. Or some of you may have some different thoughts. I'll get on you for getting on his side. But by the time I'm finished, I'm going to convince or confuse you, but you'll be in my bosom. I promise you that. That's what we do. Remember, it ain't just about me being right. It's about me proving you wrong. But I'm going to educate you and entertain you in the process. So it will be fun. It's going to be like Hooked on Phonics. You remember that old trip they had out, Hooked on Phonics? Talking about have fun while you learn. That's exactly what we going to do around here. We're going to have some fun while you learn. Get hooked on phonics. That's what we going to call it. Hooked on phonics. Don't miss it. It's going to be insane. I'm telling you, because it's, that kind of energy. They gave me the option. They said, Michael, we can set a studio up, because we want you to do it and we'll make it work however you want to make it work. I said, no. The octane's way too high for us to be doing this remote. We have to be in the same room. You know what I mean? The octane's too high. We'll lose something in the transitioning and all the remotes. So it will be live. And I'm looking forward to it. Do not miss it. It will be great. And then we will carry it right here. Carry on and take further debates from the show right here on the MIP. So, not to make that a big old announcement or anything, but it is what it is. And like he said, it is the post-game show. Don't you be the only one to miss the post-game show. Not our post-game show. It's the post-game show. Speaking about post-game shows, will I be talking about Cam Newton on any one of those post-game shows? From any team? I won't be talking about him with the New England Patriots because they cut Cam Newton. There's a lot, and we talked a lot about this last week, and that's why I tried to pull the time out. But the story keeps getting greater later. Now, the kid who has obviously taken over, and I'm saying earned this spot. This ain't something Cam lost. This is something he won. Let's give him the credit on that. And I'm going to tell you why it's still brilliant by the brilliant one. The brilliant one. Y'all know that's Bill Belichick. It's still brilliant by the brilliant one. And I'll tell you why. What they did this offseason, they brought in those tight ends. They were telling you, they brought in Nelson Aguilar, they brought in some receivers, Kendrick Bourne, they brought in guys that they think could help them Nelson Aguilar up the field, but not pure number one receivers. They brought in those big tight ends. So they told you we're going to play up the middle of the field. And with Cam, we were planning on running this ball down your throat. And the time when everybody's opening it up, we're tightening it down. And they were going to do that with Cam. But this kid fell to them in the draft. And then they got him. And they realized, man, that was fun maybe for a year, tinkering with Cam. But we can go back to what we were married to before. This is Tom Brady-ish right here. And all the things that we've done in the offseason to build this team is still applicable with this kid because he plays the Tom Brady-ish style. He plays the inside-out game. And he plays this game. He doesn't make any mistakes. He'll dump this ball off. He's learning quickly. And then he'll take shots on the outside. That's why they don't bring in any big-time number one receiver because they're not going to be throwing the ball out here all the time because that's where you get more opportunities at mistakes. They're going to still play the game inside out. That's the way he plays. It's insane. It's smart. The brilliant one decided to make the transition. And it was best that he let Cam go. Cam can't be the backup. Cam's too much of an alpha male. It's so funny how this runs because I swear to you, this is the same reason they let Steve Smith go out of Carolina. Because Steve Smith in the locker room was too much of an alpha male and it got in the way of Cam's leadership and taking over the team. And now Cam, who benefited one way, now he's on the other end. That same big-time alpha male personality is the reason he has to be let go so the young Mac Jones can take over the locker room. I won't even get into Cam not being vaccinated or we don't know what's vaccinated or whatever that situation was. But Mac Jones, congratulations on winning that job. And watch it now. This just put them back in the fight for the AFC East. Bill's going to beat you with defense. What was that score? He had Kansas City. He had them. They play him tight. He's just going to ask this kid, don't mess up. It's going to be like early on when Brady was winning. Remember, Brady went throwing the ball all over the field. He was handing the ball off and not making mistakes, and Bill was winning with defense. He's about to do it again. He's about to do it again. I guess you can kind of say, and maybe I shouldn't say this, because everybody is giving Tom Brady all the credit, and rightfully so. But I guess you could say, Bill, it's just like a lot of them other old men out there. He traded in his old wife and found him a younger one. That younger one is Mac Jones. They the same people. He just got him a younger one. Stop it, Michael. Some things ain't for public use. Stop it right now. Okay, I'm gonna stop saying that stuff. Okay, but hey, let me say this too. I've been messing around too much, man. That's why I love this mess right here. But let me get on this too. Did y'all hear Tampa Bay's announcement? Tampa Bay announced that they are 100% fully vaccinated right before the start of the season. When I said this months ago, I said, you tell me, any team that's not vaccinated ain't trying to win a championship. And everybody got on me. A lot of people, you said it. They tore me up. They called me Uncle Tom, as black as I am. And you don't get no blacker than me. They don't even have a shade in the shade book that's darker than me. They calling me all these names. Uncle Tom, you're so light. What is that, man? What is all of that? I'm just telling the truth. I'm just talking about winning championships. Well, anyway, Tampa Bay announces we're 100% vaccinated. You think that announcement coming down 1 week before they go into their first game is by happenstance? No, man. They're telling the world we are together and we are ready. They are telling the world we are together and we are ready to defend what's ours. We are 100% vaccinated, 100% together, and 100% ready. So all of you that thought, oh, I was crazy. Oh, Mike, that don't mean anything. Mike, if it didn't, they wouldn't have announced it. I guarantee you, it meant something. That's all I'm going to tell you. I hope my boys are ready. Because I told you what Tom Brady told me when he saw me. He said, I'm going to eat their ass up, Mike. I'm going to eat their ass up, Mike. I should keep it clean. He said, I'm going to beat him down. But he said that nicely. All right, man. Speaking of beating people down, it is exactly what I need my Miami Hurricanes to do. Next time I talk to you, we will have the results of this massive matchup. Miami versus Alabama. And the head coach of Miami, Manny Diaz, Manny has a dad, man, that there's a big-time dude, big-time politician in Miami, all of Manny's life. And all the great things his dad has done for that city. If this man can pull off this victory, whoo, where his name will go amongst the stars of Miami, if he can somehow coach this team over that team in Alabama, will be off the chain. Such an incredible thought that I certainly had to ask him, did he think about that? You don't want to miss his answer. Manny Diaz. Folks, fantasy football is right around the corner, and I've got a new app to make this season even better for you. It's called Sleeper. Sleeper is a modern fantasy experience designed to connect people over sports with its integrated chat and sleek interface. Sleeper users talk more to their league mates. In their leagues, simply feel that difference. Sleeper is free. With 0 ads, it's a genuinely premium experience. Sleeper offers fantasy NFL, NBA, and even LCS League of Legends. It gives you total control over your fantasy draft in season, redraft, dynasty, best ball. Sleeper is made to play fantasy sports your way. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform with millions of users built almost entirely on word of mouth. Sleeper is fun and it's easy to use. Available at the App Store, Google Play, or on your desktop. Go to the App Store and download the Sleeper app and start playing today. Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it can be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. Joining the MIP, well, simply put, he's family. He is absolutely family. And I know that sounds kind of something because this man started out totally the enemy. You know what I'm saying? He started out at Florida State. He was school there, his first job at Florida State back in 98. Of course, you guys did get a chance to go to back-to-back BCS National Championship, played in some games there. And now, 2016, he joined the real place, the University of Miami. First as a coach and a defensive coordinator, and then 2019, he took over, and he is our head man at the U. Joining me, the great coach, Manny Diaz. Manny, thanks for taking the time to join the MIP, my man, to talk about this college football season and everything, and this Alabama game coming up. Coach, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. It's a great week. College ball's back, and no better way to have the Hurricanes right on center stage against Alabama.
Right on center stage, Coach. It is a great week. Now, shouldn't most people be saying that it's a great week? Usually, the coach that has to put the game plan together to go up against this juggernaut of Alabama don't call this a great week. It's a week of a lot of stress and everything. Coach, how has this week been for you, even knowing you're going up against this powerhouse Alabama?
Yeah, but if you're a competitor, I don't know where else you'd rather be, and we've had all off season and got a lot of respect for them for what they've done. But there's always a way to win a football game, and our players believe that. There's always a way to get beat too. And every year is a different year. And so, it gives all of us a chance to measure where we're at and the growth in our program. We think we're a better team than we were a year ago. We also think we're not as good as we're going to be. But it's fun along the rise to get it to put yourself up against the industry standard and see where you're at.
And Coach, were you looking forward to the first game being against a team like Alabama? Because when I look at, you took over a couple of years ago, you guys went 6-7. Then last year, you went 8-3. Coach, you put on you've added 2 wins every year. You had 2 wins this year. You're up in the 10-win category. You know what I'm saying? That's that real start talking about getting back to get a chance at another BCS somewhere down the road where you're winning those kinds of games and starting off with Alabama. What do you tell your team when they hear and look around and they see that the odd makers have Alabama favored by 18.5 points? Coach, how do you combat that in your locker room?
Well, Alabama deserves all that because I don't know if anybody played them within 18 points a year ago. They went through everybody and beat everybody by about 20. What we talk about us. We talk about our performance. Look, when when you play an opponent, when you make a mistake, your opponent capitalizes on it. So how do we find a way to make the fewest mistakes possible? Ed, we got respect for Alabama's players and coaches and what they've done, but we've got to present the best version of Miami. And the way to do that is right outside that window and how we've been getting after each other on Green Tree Practice Field. We've got better competition and practice than we've had in my 5 years at Miami now. And I think that is going to help us in that setting because we know the competition will be intense on Saturday.
Coach, when I was there, I always tell the kids, I say, hey man, just like what you're talking about, if you win on the battleground, you'll have fun on the playground on game day. But the battles have to be won on that battleground in that practice. Coach, you lost a lot of big time D linemen to the NFL. Guys have gone on and had some great careers, got some big paychecks, first-round draft picks and everything. How do you replace those guys as you get ready to go up against this mammoth offensive line that Alabama has? How do you plan on attacking that offensive line and that offense?
In numbers, in depth. We may not have the guy with the profile of a Jalen Phillips had a year ago, but we really like our 2 deep. We love our first 8 on our defensive line. And we think in my history, what we've done here at UM over the last 5 years, when we've been relentless up front because guys don't have to worry about pacing themselves and we can sub in a lot of guys on the defensive line and stay after them. And that's where we cause the disruption around the quarterback. And that's why our TFL and our sack numbers have always been high every year. And so that's who we are. That's in our DNA. We the Miami Attack 4-3 has been embedded in this program since you were here. So our guys are excited. I mean, no different than Alabama's guys that got to replace all them dudes that went to the first round. That's why you come to UM. Great players want to replace great players.
And you get a chance. And you talk about one of those players that went on to the NFL. Mac Jones went on to the NFL, New England Patriots. And now Bryce Young will be taking over the quarterback duties for Alabama. Now, they hadn't gotten the experience of a Matt Jones. How do you plan on attacking this young quarterback who's finally now starting to get his starts?
Yeah, I will tell you, Mac Jones was impressive watching on film a year ago. He's going to be a great NFL quarterback. The way you attack any quarterback is you got to play the run, right? You got to take the quarterback's best friend because he can turn and hand the ball off all night. Then it gets easy to throw the football. So we're excited about the challenge to stop the run game. That obviously was a sore spot for us a year ago. But then it's all about pressure, right? You've got to do something to get a quarterback to feel uncomfortable. And pressure doesn't always mean blitz. Pressure a lot of times means get the quarterback off his first look. Can a young quarterback go through his progression? You can rush 4 guys or 3 guys if you can get the guy off the first progression. And now let's see how he can maneuver in the pocket. Bryce Young's got a really strong arm, a great quick release, and a lot of confidence in his ability to put the ball where he needs to put it. So, but it's still game 1, right? And so our guys will be up to the challenge so we can make a mistake.
And boy, I don't care what you say, it's a whole, and you know this. Okay, how many practices you've been through when they shoot that gun and that thing starts for real, coach? Oh, your head getting to swimming. So you can think you're as ready as you can be, but when they shoot that gun, that thing gets fast, man. And I'm anxious to see how that plays out. Because you're right. You could take away that run and say, let me see, young guy, let's see you beat us with the arm and make a great game out of it. On one side, as you talk about their quarterback, Bryce Young, coach, your quarterback, first coming off injury, how's his health?
He's been remarkable all training camp. We knew he would be cleared, but we didn't really know what version of him would be cleared. And day one, he showed us, and he took off and ran and cut off of his leg, and it didn't look like anything was ever wrong with him. And he's knock on wood. He's been phenomenal all camp. His throwing has gotten better and better. He's gotten more sharp as just his timing is with his new wideouts has gotten on point. And I think he's a better version than what he was a year ago. Just year 2 in a system, having a full off season of understanding what Lashley wants to do. He's our guy, and we go as he goes.
And man, coach, listen, I love, and I've had conversations with you about this kid. I just love his mannerisms, his attitude. Even when he got hurt last year in the bowl game, he was like, I got to walk off. You know what I'm saying? It was about my guys. I can't let my guys. I don't need my guys to see me be a Carter. I'm going to walk off and everything. I mean, talk about that mentality and that leadership that Derek King brings.
He and every player in our locker room has utmost respect for Derek King. I mean, he connects with every guy. He makes every player better. And it's like you say, and now we knew that a year ago by how he competed. When our players got to watch him this year come back from the day after the bowl game, we got back from Orlando. That guy was in an MRI tube right after by surgery, right after that, the rehab. And our guys saw how he attacked his rehab. So you think you're having a bad day, and you look over there and there's De'Eric with our PT, doing all of his drills to get back to be full speed. That inspired everybody in our program. So he continues to just raise the level of all of our guys.
Coach, how important is it, especially at the college level, man, and, to have a quarterback like that? And how hard is it to find at the college level to find that kind of a quarterback?
Well, I will tell you, I'm a quick learner. As a head coach, it's a lot more fun being a head coach when you got a quarterback like that than when you don't. It's in this day and age, it's so hard to win without a quarterback. And I don't even mean the guy that can throw a pass and accurate, whatever. I'm talking about a guy that the locker room respects. Those guys are so important now, the way the RPO game is, the way that the rules have changed. You see the same thing in the NFL. If you don't have one, it's really, really difficult. And we're blessed not only to have De'Eric come back, but to have him another year to mentor Tyler Van Dyke and Jake Garcia. We think we got 2 special ones grooming for the future, and we're recruiting great at that spot. So to me, as you know, Miami went through a patch really without solid quarterback play for a long time. And when Miami has had great quarterback play, Miami has generally competed for championships because, as you know, we're going to find skill. We're going to find defensive guys. We're going to find guys like that. The QB is sometimes a thing that's hard to find down here. So we feel really good about the future of that room.
Hey, Coach, as you get ready to go into this game, you talk about the quarterbacks that are going to be battling each other. This is a hell of an opportunity for you. I mean, you get to battle the great Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? This is to say I beat Nick Saban, to put that on my record. That's one of them things. Yeah, that's like you're gonna hang on the wall. So talk to me about, Coach. I mean, do you look at this as this is the biggest game that you've ever coached that's coming up against Alabama?
You know, I don't look at it that way. I mean, you could probably, if I probably sat around and thought about it, you could maybe make it true. You know, like any coach would say, it's big because it's the next game. But I don't think anybody's coming to watch me and Nick Saban in a physical contest. I'd hope I could beat him running from sideline to sideline right now. But we have a lot of respect for what he's done. It's hard to win. It's really hard to sustain winning. And that's what I saw. You know, obviously that happened at Miami here. The period you were here, I was lucky, as you mentioned, to start my career at Florida State when Bobby Bowden was on that long run of finishing in the top 4 for 15 straight years. And what Saban and those guys have done up there in Alabama has been impressive. And so obviously it's a great challenge for everybody in our program to be our best on Saturday.
Coach, I love the approach that you have on this. You want to give respect, but this wall is not too hard to climb, not too tall to climb. If we stay together, play together, look out for one another, and make that promise that each man will get his job done, we can climb this wall. How much of that in the locker room? What are you telling the players in the locker room? Because they're hearing the rumblings outside. Yeah. Of course, in the Miami area, they hear the excitement. But on a national level, people are talking about, I don't know what kind of chance you really got. So what's the message are you giving the guys in the locker room?
They hear the negativity here in Miami as well, that we're enough. We're enough. Miami is enough. Our best is enough. We don't have to be special. Guys don't have to put on a cape on Saturday. We just have to go be us. But we have to be all of us. You can't be timid. You can't worry about fear. You can't worry about making a mistake. You've got to go all in with everything you got. And you got to believe that your enough is enough. And you don't have to do it alone, because look at all these guys you got to climb that wall with you. So if Miami's enough, we believe that. Generally, we play at a pretty high level. And that's really what I want to see us do on Saturday.
Alabama's lost a lot of receivers that have come to the NFL the last couple of years. I mean, all first rounders, they're just coming in the NFL. They'll have some young guys out there this year. How good do you feel about that matchup? You talked about stopping the run, Coach. If you stop the run, you're going to put the pressure on young Bryce Young in his first football game with a lot of these young receivers. How good do you feel about that matchup skill set outside, wide receiver versus Miami's DBs?
Well, certainly the guys that they had a year ago were elite that don't come around very often.
Yeah, Jalen Waddles and the Devontae Smith, those were some bad boys, Coach.
I've watched college football for a long time, and those guys, it was like playing the video game on easy mode. I mean, everybody looked like it was like the varsity playing against a JV, But they're going to have very talented guys. And what they do a good job of, they don't just count on you just running by a guy. They do a great job with deep crossing routes and a lot of stuff to try and pull coverage apart to get guys wide open on play action pass. So it's not just about us winning our physical matchup in the back end. It's about winning our mental matchup. And because we've been practicing all week how we're going to match up on all those route combinations. And so they're going to be relentless. They're going to attack you with the run, and then here comes a big shot. And you got to make sure that you're where you need to be. And if you are, is what I talk about. Now you get the quarterback off the first look. Now let's see what happens from there.
And Coach, when I watch Devontae Smith, when I watch him match up, I mean, they did what I call a Jerry Rice play a million times. He comes starting one motion, then turns around, runs and gets to the corner. I'm like, can somebody tell the defensive end, when he comes back out here, you smack him. Don't just let him run to the corner. I mean, it was like, okay, you're a great player, but that scheme, that's not man beating man. That's scheme beating scheme right there. You know what I'm saying? How do you, because that's what you're talking about. People think, oh, they're great athletes, but they beat you with scheme too. So those athletes don't even have to use all of that caboose power that they have. How do you stop that, Coach?
Well, and part of the unknown in a season opener is what is going to be the scheme. I mean, they've been running an offense, and now you have Bill O'Brien coming from the NFL. You've Doug Marrone, the offensive line coach. How true will they be to what a year ago? How will they try to cater to the new personnel that they have? Will they be exactly the same? So you always go into an opener knowing, hey, listen, we're going to have to make some adjustments. We're going to see some things we probably didn't practice. Follow your rules when you see it on the field. We'll come to the sideline, and then we'll make the proper adjustments on different ways they're trying to get guys open this year than maybe they didn't do a year ago.
Coach, it's going to be what it is. You lead a powerhouse in college awareness, the U, and all the history of the U. You lead a powerhouse. Alabama is a powerhouse. They're putting together, and the battles of both of these universities, the whole history, all of the legacy, all right here, Coach. How do you not feel the pressure of that? You know how those people are in Miami. You know, now, if you come out of here with the win, oh my God, you'll be like your dad when he was mayor over there in Miami. You just can go ahead and just run and run for any position you want and win it, Coach. But how do you handle the pressure of playing? This is legacy versus legacy in this game.
I don't view it as pressure. I view it as a privilege. I really do. We're building our program. We're getting there. That's what everybody's chasing, right? Everybody's chasing what Bama did a year ago. I'd rather play him. I want to find out. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. I mean, you know, to me, that's how you know. The only way as a competitor you really know who you are is you got to get in the arena with the best. And if they're preseason number one, hey, let's go in there. Let's play them. Let's mix it up. But I keep saying, but we got to believe in us. We got to believe that we're enough. We got to believe that there's a pathway to victory. We've laid that out pretty clearly to our guys. I think our guys know exactly what the plan to win is, and now you got to go out and execute it.
Could you say you're building and every team's trying to build? How much more difficult is trying to build a championship team? How much more difficult has it become with some of the new rules where, like, you can get sponsorship now for players? And as I was studying and reading, this Bryce Young kid, he hadn't even played a snap, and he's already making $1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million in endorsement. I mean, you know, Alabama's gotten great players already. But when the top 5-star, 6-star, or 5-star athletes hear this, that he's making $1 million before he's even played, you know, that perks their ears up even more. And you just talked about how difficult it is to find those quarterbacks. But now a quarterback says, I know I'm going to get paid to go to Alabama even before I throw it down. How does that affect the landscape of college football?
Yeah, we'll find out over the next few years. That'll be interesting if that's true about what he's getting. But you know, the good thing about Miami is our guys are getting taken care of pretty good also. Derek King's had a bunch of deals, and we've been on the forefront of getting our guys out there. And I think it's important that the South Florida community supports the Miami Hurricanes in a way that we weren't allowed to do before July 1st. I will tell you, it is different recruiting now than what it was when you're coming out. The world is a smaller place. People go more national now than they did. But I think the playoff being kind of a closed circuit system, I think that is really allowing, you know, because it's not complicated. I know if I was at Florida State in the late 90s and we were making the playoff every year, I'd tell a recruit, wait, don't you want to go play in the playoff? You need to come here. So I think expanding the playoff whenever that eventually happens will help the competitive balance of college football, because right now it's kind of a closed loop system. I mean, there's been 20 to 28 playoff spots that belong to 4 schools. You know, that's a pretty easy recruiting. You know, you don't have to be hard. It's not a very complicated recruiting pitch to the young men. Yeah,
and trying to open that up and get more teams in and get more opportunities. Coach, I know you only have a few minutes, and I'll let you get out of here, Coach. But Coach, how good can this Miami team be? You know, you go into this game, and I know you're using it as a measuring stick to get an opportunity. But I talked about it earlier: 6 wins, 8 wins. You know, you've been putting on at least 2 wins a year. Is this team good enough to get at least 10 wins this season?
I absolutely think so. I think our players believe we were a 10-win team a year ago. We didn't get to play our full schedule. And I think that's why so many guys came back. I just felt like the way that our season ended, we had a weird COVID battle kind of towards the end of the year and lost our last game, lost the bowl game. And I think that's why I think it's why a bunch of guys made the choice to come back. Because I thought they felt that last year's team was on the verge of something special, and they wanted to run it back. So it doesn't really matter if I believe we're a 10-win team if the locker room doesn't. I think the locker room believes that we are. And I think our locker room is ready to compete against whoever they put out in front of us. And obviously, you better believe that if you're starting off with Alabama.
Coach, you said something that I meant to ask you about, man. That last year, you bringing in a new quarterback with everything, and you got to go through COVID, man. What was that like, Coach?
It was unbelievable. I mean, every day, you never got what you thought you were going to get every day. You came to work, somebody who you thought was going to practice was not going to practice. You'd find out on Friday night you were missing a couple of players. We found out on Saturday morning. Our poor special teams coordinator, Jonathan Packey, you'd be rewriting special teams depth charts, 2 hours before a game. It was remarkable. It was relentless. But I'll tell you, it's still here with us now. I mean, it's crazy to think. I never would have thought a year ago that we'd still be dealing with this, one fall later. So we've got a bunch of guys on our team that, we're over 85% vaccinated, which is hopefully protecting us. But it's still around. And I think it's going to affect somebody in college football this year. It's just too prevalent not to.
Coach, before I let you go, Coach, have you ever sat down? Have you sat down or laid down or in your quiet time, whenever you have that quiet time? I know you're so busy, and thought, wow. I mean, your dad ran Miami for a while. Your dad was the man at the mayor, ran Miami for a while. But your dad will never have the power you have if you can win this game and get Miami back in a national championship game. Your dad, as powerful as he was as the mayor running everything, his power will pale in comparison to this Manny Diaz. When that Manny Diaz did his thing, will pale in comparison to this Manny Diaz. If you can win against Alabama and get this University of Miami back on top, back in a national championship game. Coach, you can't tell me you don't dream about that sometime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I believe in positive imagery anyway. And, I still pinch myself every day that, a little kid who was in the Orange Bowl growing up watching you play, now gets to wear this shirt and the pride and passion that I take and to get this program back to where, it should be and I know it should be. And I'm enjoying every step along the way of making that happen. And we've got a great staff, people. And what I've enjoyed seeing is the locker room every year is getting better. The staff every year is getting more type of like-minded people that are all about Miami, all about the U, and wanting to see Miami back on top.
And Coach, we've been blessed to have some good coaches, some very good coaches. And we brought some guys in and we've indoctrinated them in the U way. You know what I mean? This is what we are. This is what it's been. But what you just said says everything. You can do so much dipping somebody in it. But boy, when you were born in it, like you were born in it, you don't have to, we already know what it means. You don't got to say it. Just let me go to work. And that's what I'm saying, Coach. I've enjoyed and appreciated how you've gone to work because I know and I know you want to get us back to where you've had us, where you've experienced when, like you said, in those days in the Orange Bowl, Coach. So, hey, good luck getting it done, man. I know I've taken up a bunch of your time. I just want to talk about it. I will be there. I will be there Saturday rooting for my Canes, man. Good luck with that game.
Thanks. Thanks again for having me on. It's been fun.
Coach, always, man. Go get them ready, Coach. Go get them ready. Go get them ready, buddy. All right, good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for downloading the MIP. Check out new episodes of the Michael Irvin Podcast every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Podcast One, and Spotify.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it can be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing, too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com.
Pluto TV is playing the biggest movies every night this summer for free. Watch hit movies like The Matrix, G.I. Joe Retaliation, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Scary Movie, Runaway Bride, and more all summer long. Check out the biggest stars like The Rock, Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise, Julia Roberts, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and more. Plus, Pluto TV has hundreds of free TV channels in English and Spanish featuring TV shows, news, sports, comedy, and more, all for free. Download the free Pluto TV app on your favorite streaming device, including Android and Apple smartphones. Pluto TV. Drop in, watch free.
It can happen so easily. You're out with your friends or coworkers, you're putting back a few drinks, a few becomes a few too many. It's time to go, and for a moment, you think of calling for a ride. Nah, you're a good driver. You live nearby. You can make it home okay. What are the odds you'll get pulled over? And even so, what's the worst that could happen? You lose your license? You lose your job? You total your car? You kill someone? It only takes one mistake to change your life, or someone else's, forever. Play it safe and plan ahead to get a ride. Drive sober or get pulled over.